Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Bruna. Today, as you can see, we are going to be learning how to crochet the bubble stitch heart granny square. This one right here. Not really a granny square, but it's a square. And if you want, you can also make this into one pattern if you are going to be using only one shade. So you can count the stitches and then you can make a chain that is going to be long enough for you to add all of the squares that you want to add, basically, that you want to crochet. I want to do something with squares of different shades, so exactly like as you can see right here. So I'm going to be just creating a square just like that, and then in different shades, so that we can create something super cute for autumn. And this is also my very first time crocheting the bubble heart square because I never did it before. I figured it out. I did with single crochets and double crochet for the bubble here. I'm gonna show you everything on how to make that as well. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, make sure to leave your massive thumbs up as you always do, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to turn on the notification bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. So I really hope you enjoy. So now let's begin with the tutorial, and first I'm going to be showing you the materials that I'm going to be using. So for the yarn, I am planning on using number 3 DK yarn for this particular project that I want to do. So all of these yarns, they are DK, all right? And I am using a 3.5 millimeters hook. And one thing that I've noticed with this pattern, this particular pattern, is that you want to try to size down your hook so that the stitches are nice and tight. My stitches are not super tight. I have a looser tension when I crochet. So if you do as well, try to size down a hook size so that you can get this effect of like a super nice and tight stitch. So that's what I did. So instead of using a 4 millimeters hook, in which is for this particular yarn, I am using a 3.5. And as you can see, I'm doing all colorful, so I'm going to be using all different shades of DK yarns that I have at home. Also, I'm probably gonna have to buy more because I do want to do all of the squares colorful. I will have some that it's going to kind of be the same, like 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, but I want to do as colorful as I can. And for the tutorial, I'm going to be showing you in this beautiful caramel shade, which is this one here, and this one is from Fasten, as well as all the other yarns. I'll link all of them in the description if you want to buy any of these, because the yarn, it's incredible. It's the best quality ever, and this one is my favorite acrylic yarn, so I'll link that in the description if you want to check it out. Also, if you want to try this yarn, I really recommend. Also, I'm using my measuring tape so I can measure now here the square for you, and also a small pair of scissors. So the sizing for this square, it's 11 centimeters by 11. And in inches, that's 4.5, yeah, 4.5 by 4.5 inches. So this is a pretty good size for you to make anything you want, because usually the squares at this size, they are like 10, 11, and 11.5 centimeters. So this is a pretty good size. So the stitch count for each of these squares here is 21 stitches. So if you want to add more hearts into like a bigger pattern, let's say that it's all together, so you're going to be having to do a chain that it's 21 plus 21 plus 21. All right, I'm just doing one square, but then you can just count. So use a multiple of 21 when you're going to be doing the chains. So you're going to do 21, 21, 21, and then you're going to be chaining one extra one. So you're going to be doing 21, 21, 21 plus 1, so that you can turn into the very first row. All right, because I am going to be doing only the little square for the project, I am doing 21 plus 1 for my turning chain. All right, so grab your yarn that you are going to be using. The very first thing we are going to be doing is creating a slip knot, and we are going to be chaining, in this case, 21 plus 1. So I have here 21, 22. So this one here is going to be the turning chain so that we can go into this very first row. So you're going to be skipping this very first chain. We are not counting the chain on the hook. So skip this one, go into the next one and create the very first single crochet. And now you're gonna go down this chain with single crochets. So you're going to be having 21 single crochets in total into this very first row. So here we go. I have the very first row completed. So you want to make sure that you have 21 stitches here. Now to go up, all you have to do is to chain one. You're going to be turning the project, and we are not going to be counting this chain one as a stitch. So you're going to go right into that very first stitch that you can find and create the very first single crochet. So you're going to be following the stitches that you have here into the previous row, and you're going to be creating the next one. So you are also going to be having 21 single crochets into this second row here. So the very last stitch, it's gonna be the last stitch that you can see here, this one here, not the chain one, but the little hole that it's here, as you can see. That little hole, that's a stitch. So this one is going to be the last one, and make sure that you get 2 stitches from this one. If I turn this way, you will see that we have like the V here, so you want to make sure that you get these 2 stitches, the 2 loops. So you're gonna go through here and grab the 2, just like that, and single crochet. So this one is going to be the last single crochet, and if you want, you can count to make sure that you have 21 stitches. So now we are going to chain one, turn project, and we are going to be doing just one more row of single crochets all the way down. So once you have the 3 rows of single crochets, now we are going to be starting with the bubbles. So this is going to be the first one. So to go into the next row, we are going to be doing exactly the same as we were doing before. Chain one, turn project. And now we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches, and then you're going to be having 1 right in the middle so that we can do the very first bubble. Nine and 10. So we have 10 single crochets here on this side, and we are also going to be having 10 on the other side, and 1 stitch right in the middle. That's why we are doing 21 stitches, so that we have 1 stitch right in the middle by itself. So now to create the bubble stitch or the popcorn stitch, we are going to be using double crochets. So you're going to be wrapping the yarn around the hook, go through the next stitch, you're going to pull up a loop. So you're going to be having 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches. So the very first 2, 1 and 2. And then you're going to be doing this 5 times in total into that same stitch. So wrap the yarn around the hook, go through the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, keeping that last one on the hook. So you can see we have the very first one and then the 2 next stitches here. So we are going to be having 5 in total, 6 counting this very first one. So let's do the next one. So 3, 4 and 5 stitches. So you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on the hook. So all you have to do now is to yarn over and pull through all the loops together. And what I like to do is just to kind of pull nice and tight so that it kind of tightens the beginning here and the end of the bubble. And then you're gonna go right into the next stitch, make it nice and tight, pull up a loop and single crochet. The bubble is supposed to be here at the back, as you can see, so you can just push it kind of out so it kind of reveals more the bubble. And then from here we can just go all the way down with single crochets, and we are also going to be having 10 single crochets on this side. So now the next row is going to be with only single crochets. So this is how the very first one looks like, the very first bubble. So to go up, we are going to chain 1, turn, and we are going to be using the stitches that we have in the previous row to create the next row with single crochets. So we are also going to be having 21 single crochets. So this is your stitch count. You are not going to be having more or less, it's always going to be 21 stitches. So when you get here, close to the bubble, you will have one stitch, which is this one. You can see that it's right here. But then the two here at the top, you can see that there is one here. You can turn on the other side so you can see the stitches. So you can see that there is one here, and this one, that is the one from the bubble, and then all the way down. So you can just turn to see the stitches here and to make sure that you cover all of the stitches that you have on the previous row. So you can see there is one here and here. So you want to make sure that you cover all of these to make sure that you have 21 stitches into this row as well. So this is going to be our pattern. So it's going to be one row with the bubble and then one row with only single crochets, so that it gives the space from one bubble to the other so that they are not all together. So now we are going to be going into the next one to create the next two bubbles here on the sides. So we are going to be creating first, you can see, the sides, and then here, and then like this. You will see that we are going to be connecting all of them together. So now we are going to go into the second row here with the bubbles. Chain 1, turn project, and we are going to be doing one single crochet into the next 8 stitches. So now into this one, the next one, we are going to be creating the bubble with 5 double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exactly the same as we did into this first one. And then yarn over, pull through all the loops together, creating the bubble, go into the next stitch, and create a single crochet. So now we are going to be creating 3 single crochets. So 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. You can see the bubble is here. And then into the next one, we are going to be doing the next bubble. So following exactly the same as the first one that we've created. 2, 3, 4, and 5 stitches to create the bubble. And then yarn over, pull through all the stitches, all the loops on the hook. And now we can finish this row by creating single crochets all the way down, and you're supposed to have 8 stitches here on the other side as well. So as you can see, we are creating the bottom here of the heart, And now we are going to chain 1, turn project, and we are going to be single crocheting all the way through this row. As I already mentioned, it's going to be 1 row with the bubble, 1 row with only single crochets. You can always count to make sure that you have 21 stitches, but you can turn this way as well. And you can see that there is 1 stitch here, 1 here. When you get kind of towards the top of the bubble, because it can be a little bit confusing at first. So there is 1 stitch here at the beginning of the bubble, and 1 right on top, which is this one here. It's going to be a little bit bigger and it's stretched, as you can see. It's kind of a little bit bigger than these ones here. So just so you know which one it is, because you have to get this one as well. And then just go all the way down, following the stitches and creating the single crochets. So here we have 7 rows completed in total, and 2 here with the bubbles. So once you have completed the next one, which is number 7 with single crochets all the way through, we are going to now move on into the next one, which is this one. So until here, we are doing 1 bubble on each side, going that way. And then from here, we are going to be adding 2 on each row, as you can see. So chain 1, turn project, and now we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So now the next one is going to be a bubble. So now we are going to be creating 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So now we have 1 that is going to be the bubble, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to finish with the single crochets exactly as we did here on this side. So the next one is going to be with the bubble. And then finish this row with single crochets, and then you go into chain 1 and create the next row with single crochets all the way across. So chain 1, single crochets all the way down. All right, so we have here row number 9 completed. So 3 rows with the bubbles. So now we are going to be doing the next one with the bubbles. So chain 1, turn project, and single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 3 and 4. The next one is going to be the bubble. So now we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 11 stitches, so that we cover the stitches here in between the bubbles, in the middle of the heart. And 11. So now we should have 5 stitches here at the end. So we have 1, which is going to be the bubble, and then 4 to finish with the single crochets. So it's exactly the same as here on the other side. So create your bubble. As you can see, every time we create the bubble, we are doing it here on the reverse, so that the bubble is kind of pushed here on the right side. So now finish this row with the single crochets, and then create the next one with single crochets all the way across. So chain 1, turn, and single crochet all the way across. So here we have row number 11 completed with single crochets all the way across. So now we are going to chain 1, turn project, and single crochet into the next 2 stitches. The next one is going to be the bubble. And then we are going to be doing single crochets all the way to the other side until we have 3 stitches left. So now we have 3 stitches left. So the next one is going to be the bubble. And to finish it off, the last 2 single crochets. There we go. So now we are going to chain 1 and single crochet all the way across. Make sure that you do count to make sure that you have 21 stitches so that you don't decrease or increase your work. You want to make sure that you always have 21 stitches. So here we have row number 13 completed. So now we are going to go into the next one, creating the bubbles, and this one is going to be exactly like this previous one that we've created. It's going to be single crochet into the next first 2 stitches, and then bubble is going to be on the 3rd one. So chain 1, turn project, single crochet into the next 2 stitches. The 3rd one is going to be the bubble. So exactly the same as the previous row. So now we are going to be creating single crochets until we have 3 stitches left. So I have 3 stitches left. So the next one is going to be the bubble. And then you're going to finish it off with single crochets into the last 2 stitches. So now chain 1 and create the row with only single crochets going across. So now the next row, we are going to be doing already adding the middle bubble. So this one here. So we are going to be doing exactly the same as the previous one, as you can see, but then we are going to be adding one right in the middle. So we are going to be counting the stitches here on the sides together as well. So chain 1, turn project, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then the next one is going to be a bubble stitch. Now we are going to be doing into the next 7 stitches single crochet, basically until we reach the middle stitch. So it's 7 single crochets here on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now here on stitch number 11, which is the middle stitch, exactly the same as we did here to the very first one, we are going to be doing the next bubble stitch. So now into the next 7 stitches, we are going to be doing single crochets. So now we have 3 stitches left. One is going to be the bubble stitch, and then finish it off with 2 single crochets at the end. And the next row, it's going to be with only single crochets. So chain 1 and single crochet all the way across. So here we have row number 17 completed with only single crochets. So this is how it looks like so far. So now we are going to be starting to add the 2 bubbles here on both sides so that we can close the heart here at the top. So it's going to be 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So now you're going to chain 1, turn project, and single crochet into the next 3 stitches. The next one is going to be a bubble stitch. So once you've done this bubble, we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then we are going to be creating the next bubble stitch. So 3, 4, and then bubble stitch into the next one. And then into the next 3, we are going to be doing single crochets. So this is going to be the single crochets in between the bubbles of the middle here, as you can see. And then the next one is going to be a bubble. And then we are going to be repeating the same as here. Bubble, 4 single crochets, bubble, and finish it off. So next one is going to be a bubble. And then 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Now we should have 4 stitches left here at the end. So one is going to be, the next one is going to be for the bubble, and then finish it off with single crochets into those 3 last stitches. Then you're going to now chain 1, turn, and single crochet all the way across. Look at it! Oh my god, we are nearly done. As you can see, it's super quick. I was impressed when I found out how easy this was to make, because I thought it was going to be so hard. Like, I would say for a beginner it's going to be a little bit hard for you to get used to it, kind of changing to single crochets to the bubbles. But once you get the hang of it, my god, it's so quick. So now we have to do the 2 last bubbles here in between these 2. So chain 1, turn, and we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 3, 4, and then the next one is going to be a bubble. So once you've done this bubble, the next one is going to be 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then the next one, it's going to be another bubble. So these are the 2 bubbles right at the top. They are super close together, as you can see, just 1 stitch in between them. So now from this bubble to the next one, we are going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches left. The next one is going to be a bubble. And then the next one is going to be 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then another bubble right after. So that is exactly the same as the other side. So now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here at the end, and you're going to be finishing off with single crochets. So now we are done. The heart is now completed. Oh my goodness, look at it. And all we have to do now is to create 3 rows here at the top, so that it's exactly the same here as the bottom. So now we are going to be repeating the same steps as we did at the beginning. So 3 rows, of single crochets to finish the square off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So all you have to do is to chain 1 single crochet across 3 times, so 3 rows. And then once I have the 3 rows completed, I will be back so that I can show you the completed square. So once you've done the last row, as you can see, we are going to chain 1. Then you can go ahead and cut the yarn and we can fasten off. And we are done. So here we have it. So this is how the square looks like once you have all of the rows completed. Super quick. And this is the other one that I did off the camera. The first one, this was the first one I made. And then I made the yellow one, a colorful one. This is how it looks like. I didn't really like colorful because you don't see the bubbles very well. This one you can clearly see the bubbles. And then I did one with green and the other one in purple that it's on the floor already. And you can make anything you want. I saw people doing blankets. That's the main thing that I saw people doing with this stitch. Cardigans, jumpers, beanies. Oh my god, I've seen people doing everything with this square. Also bags. Imagine if you use a cotton yarn and you can make a heart bag, a tote bag. Oh my god, that would be so cute. Also, if you have any requests of squares like this one in different stitches, let me know in the comments. I will be more than happy to show you how to make it. Also, I'm going to be having something super fun that I'm going to be creating with these squares here. That's why I'm going to be making them all colorful. And oh my god, I cannot wait to share with you. And if you have any guesses, let me know in the comments and let's see who can guess what I'm going to be making. And it is for autumn, so that's a little tip that you have of what I'm going to be making using them. And if you end up making them using my tutorial, don't forget to tag me on Instagram so that I can see what you've came up with, what you made using this super cute bubble heart squares. I cannot wait to share with you what I'm going to be making, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to be making as well. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So thank you everyone for watching today's tutorial. I really hope you have enjoyed, and don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up if you did enjoy today's video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to watch more videos like this one, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. So thank you everyone for watching today's super quick tutorial on this super cute square, and I'll see you next time. Bye!